They jumped into human territory thinking it was easy conquest, but they didn't know the ultimate price was waiting for them. Fascinated by humanity's ultimate victory? Subscribe now to see more epic HFY stories and legendary battles. When alien fleets jumped into human space, they believed they were entering empty territory, ripe for easy conquest. Their ships glided silently through the void, sleek, powerful, and bristling with weapons designed to overwhelm any opposition. Commanders scanned for signs of life or communication signals, expecting to find nothing, yet sensors subtly detected anomalies, small hints that humans were already observing them. The aliens moved closer to the inner star systems. Unaware that humans had prepared layers of hidden defenses, satellites and stealth drones quietly tracked each movement, feeding data to command centers, where scientists and military strategists analyzed every trajectory. Every human calculation anticipated the aliens' speed, direction, and tactics. Humans stayed calm, composed, and ready, confident that patience and planning would give them the advantage. The alien commanders grew overconfident, assuming that silence meant weakness. They saw no immediate resistance and interpreted it as proof of human inferiority. But every moment of quiet was deliberate, part of a strategy designed to lure the intruders deeper. Humans had studied possible invasion scenarios for decades, training pilots, engineers, and soldiers to respond with precision and efficiency. Every star system under human control had observation posts, weapon arrays, and tactical redundancies prepared. As the aliens crossed the threshold into human space, Earth's defense network activated in subtle, invisible ways, encrypted signals transmitted across command centers, triggering contingency protocols. Humans relied not only on technology, but on anticipation and strategy, creating layers of preparation that would turn the aliens' confidence into vulnerability. Minor disturbances appeared, unexplained energy pulses, unusual drone activity, and sensor anomalies, all hinting at the humans' watchfulness. Despite these warnings, alien pride led them to dismiss the signs. Believing their technology was far superior, they pressed forward, confident that no human could challenge them. Each ship carried destructive weapons, yet humans' calculated preparation meant raw power would not be enough. Humans had designed their defenses to study and manipulate intruders, turning the aliens' arrogance against them. Observing every move, humans waited for the perfect moment to strike. Within the alien fleet, doubts began to surface. Officers noticed patterns they could not explain. Movement in space seemed too precise, too deliberate for what they assumed was a primitive species. Yet the majority urged continuation, certain their superiority would win the day. Unseen by the aliens, humans coordinated across multiple platforms, gathering intelligence and preparing strategies. Every action was calculated to increase advantage and minimize risk. By the time the alien ships fully entered human-controlled sectors, Earth's defenders were ready, watching silently, predicting every maneuver. Humans did not reveal their full power yet, instead relying on patience, calculation, and foresight. The aliens, confident in their dominance, had unknowingly entered a zone where every movement was anticipated and every mistake would be punished. They were hunters in the dark, unaware that they had become the prey. The stage was set. The bold intrusion of alien fleets into human territory was complete, and the first hints of human supremacy began to emerge. The aliens had assumed they were stepping into an empty space, but they had walked straight into a network of observation, strategy, and intelligence. Humans remained calm and poised, their advantage lying in foresight, planning, and precision. The intruders were about to learn that Earth's defenders were not merely survivors. They were predators, engineers, strategists, and warriors. And their mistake would be remembered in galactic history. The alien fleet advanced deeper into human-controlled space, confident that their superior technology would guarantee an easy strike. They had identified a small human outpost on the edge of the system and believed it would be their first easy conquest. The ships glided into position, scanning for defenses, expecting minimal resistance. But humans had already detected their approach and quietly prepared to respond. Every movement of the aliens was tracked in real time by orbiting satellites and hidden drones, feeding information to command centers where human strategists began calculating the most efficient way to turn the situation to their advantage. As the aliens prepared to fire the first shots, humans activated defensive protocols that had been designed for exactly this scenario. Laser turrets and automated weapon systems erupted with precision, targeting alien hulls and shields with coordinated accuracy. Alien commanders were stunned, expecting minimal interference, yet their ships were immediately caught in patterns of controlled fire that forced evasive maneuvers. Panic began to ripple through their ranks, confusion spreading as they realized their assumptions about human weakness were false. The first alien vessel took heavy damage before it could even launch its attack. Its shields flickered and faltered under rapid, precise strikes from humans who had anticipated exactly where the ship would move. The aliens tried to regroup, sending orders to the fleet to retreat or adjust formation. But the humans had already calculated likely escape paths and positioned additional defensive measures. Every attempt by the aliens to maneuver or counterattack was predicted and neutralized. Their confidence faltered as they began to realize they were no longer in control. Human pilots and engineers moved swiftly, coordinating through secure channels, deploying small, fast strike crafts to intercept alien units that tried to break through the perimeter. The aliens were caught off guard by the speed, precision, and coordination of human forces. Ships that had assumed superiority were being disabled, forced to retreat, or trapped in ambush zones. The humans did not act recklessly. Every action was deliberate, calculated to maximize impact while minimizing risk, turning the alien advance into a trap of confusion and controlled chaos. From the command centers, humans observed the alien fleet in detail, noting weaknesses, predicting strategies, and adjusting defenses in real time. Their approach combined technology, strategy, and psychological insight, using calculated unpredictability to make the aliens doubt their own tactics. Alien leaders struggled to regain control, issuing commands that were too slow or misinterpreted in the chaos. Every movement they made seemed to play into the humans' carefully orchestrated plan. The outpost that was supposed to be an easy target had become the center of a trap the aliens did not see coming. The aliens attempted risky maneuvers, trying to flank the human defenses or overwhelm them with concentrated fire. Humans anticipated these moves, activating secondary defense lines, deploying rapid response units, and using decoys to confuse the enemy. Each alien attempt to regain control resulted in further losses. Their advanced technology alone could not compensate for human tactical brilliance. They began to understand that humans did not simply react. They predicted, adapted, and struck with lethal efficiency. Their arrogance was collapsing under the weight of human planning. Even as the alien fleet tried to regroup, humans controlled the battle with remarkable precision, maintaining situational awareness across multiple sectors. They were not just defending, they were actively dictating the terms of engagement. The aliens had expected to encounter chaos and panic, but instead found patience, coordination, and calm determination. Their every calculation was countered by humans who had studied, prepared, and waited for this moment, turning the initial strike into a nightmare for the intruders. By the time the aliens realized the true extent of human defenses, significant damage had already been done. Several ships were disabled or forced into retreat, morale was dropping, and commanders were overwhelmed by the unpredictability of the humans. What had been expected to be a simple conquest had become a lesson in humility and strategy. Every human action was precise, efficient, and devastating, showing the intruders that intelligence, preparation, and adaptability could outweigh raw power. The first strike intended by the aliens failed completely, leaving them stunned, vulnerable, and disoriented. The humans had turned observation into advantage, preparation into power, and patience into overwhelming force. The aliens were no longer aggressors in an easy conquest. They were intruders facing a species capable of predicting, countering, and dominating with unrivaled skill. From this point forward, the invading fleet knew that every further move would be met with calculated resistance, and their initial mistake of underestimating human capability would define the rest of the conflict. Humans did not wait for the aliens to make another move. Instead, they took the initiative, unleashing warships and advanced strike crafts from hidden positions throughout the system. Each vessel moved with precision, appearing suddenly from cloaked stations, surrounding the alien fleet from multiple angles. The aliens were caught off guard, expecting minimal resistance and seeing only empty space. But humans had already calculated the positions, movements, and likely escape routes of every alien ship. The battlefield shifted instantly, turning from a straightforward incursion into a carefully orchestrated trap that the intruders had no way to anticipate. Alien commanders tried to regroup, issuing rapid orders to consolidate their fleet, but every maneuver they attempted was anticipated by human strategists. Decoys were deployed to confuse sensors, while real strike units targeted critical points on alien vessels with precision lasers and missile barrages. Every strike was measured, deliberate, and devastating, showing the intruders that humans did not rely on brute force alone. Their approach combined technology, intelligence, and psychology, forcing the aliens into mistakes that compounded rapidly. Each misstep made by the invaders only strengthened the humans' control of the situation. The humans' ability to coordinate across multiple platforms was unmatched. Satellites, warships, drones, and planetary defense systems all acted in perfect harmony. Each action communicated instantly to command centers, allowing humans to adjust tactics in real time. The aliens, despite advanced communications of their own, struggled to respond. Their orders delayed, misunderstood, or intercepted, leaving units isolated and vulnerable. Confidence among alien ranks began to falter, panic spreading as the humans' superior planning and strategy became undeniable. Small human strike teams targeted key alien vessels, isolating them from the main fleet and disabling engines and shields. The aliens tried to retaliate with concentrated fire, but the humans had anticipated these attacks, deploying countermeasures and using the terrain of space itself, gravitational pulls, asteroid belts, and space debris to their advantage. The intruders' technology, powerful as it was, could not overcome the humans' foresight and adaptability. Each battle move was countered almost before it was executed, forcing alien ships into chaotic retreats. The aliens attempted to use intimidation and overwhelming force, firing volleys to scare humans into retreat. But humans did not falter. Each human ship acted with intelligence and purpose, taking calculated risks while maintaining defensive formations. The aliens were unprepared for the humans' patience and precision. They expected panic and disorder but found calm, ruthless efficiency. Human pilots adjusted mid-battle, coordinating maneuvers with strike crafts, drones, and planetary defenses, making it impossible for the alien fleet to find a stable advantage. Even as some alien ships managed to escape initial strikes, humans anticipated their retreat paths, deploying interceptors and missile swarms to cut off exits. Their understanding of spatial strategy and fleet dynamics was far beyond what the aliens had predicted. Panic increased within alien ranks as communications faltered and coordination broke down. Ships collided, shields failed, and those that survived had to constantly change course to avoid human fire. Every move the aliens had hoped would give them advantage was already neutralized before they could act. The aliens realized that humans were not merely defending, they were dictating the terms of engagement. For every aggressive maneuver the aliens attempted, humans had a prepared response. Every step forward by the intruders was a step into a calculated human trap. The alien fleet, which had entered with arrogance and confidence, was now disoriented, scattered, and fearful. Commanders understood too late that their assumption of easy conquest was wrong. Humans combined patience, intelligence, and tactical genius to dominate a technologically advanced enemy. By the time the battle had reached its first climax, humans had inflicted significant losses. Alien morale plummeted, and confusion reigned within their ranks. Humans did not gloat or rush. They maintained discipline, observing and adjusting, making the aliens' remaining options even more limited. Every ship disabled, every formation broken was a testament to humans. Foresight, strategy, and unmatched coordination, the aliens were no longer invaders. They were participants in a confrontation they could barely understand and were ill-prepared to win. From every angle, humans displayed dominance, turning the battlefield into a controlled arena of their own design. The alien fleet's assumptions about weakness, disorder, and predictability were shattered. Their confidence eroded as they realized humans were not just surviving. They were shaping, controlling, and winning the fight with unmatched skill, intelligence, and strategy. The human advantage was clear, and the alien intruders had no idea how fully they were outmatched. Each encounter in this engagement reinforced a single truth. Humans were unpredictable, unstoppable, and utterly dominant. The aliens, having faced unexpected resistance, tried to take control by launching a direct assault on human forces. They believed that overwhelming power would crush the humans quickly, but they underestimated the combination of intelligence, strategy, and coordination that humans brought to every engagement. Human warships moved in perfect synchrony, anticipating the aliens' paths, positioning themselves to maximize firepower while minimizing exposure. Every attack by the intruders was met with a calculated counter, forcing them into defensive maneuvers they had not prepared for. As the alien fleet pushed forward, humans employed layered defenses designed to slow, confuse, and trap their enemies. Automated drones and stealth strike crafts surrounded alien vessels from multiple angles, creating the illusion of infinite human presence. The aliens attempted to coordinate attacks across their fleet, but every command was disrupted by human interference. Electronic countermeasures scrambled communications, and decoy signals drew units away from critical targets. Confusion and panic spread through the alien ranks as they realized that speed and firepower alone could not win this battle. Alien commanders struggled to maintain control, issuing rapid orders that were too late to prevent losses. Humans had anticipated even the fastest responses, their strategy accounting for every likely scenario. The first wave of alien ships was systematically disabled, engines damaged, shields failing under concentrated, precise fire. Yet humans did not act recklessly. Every strike was deliberate, designed to break the alien formation and force them into predictable positions. Every escape route the aliens thought they could use was already guarded. Every maneuver had been foreseen, every advantage neutralized. The aliens attempted feints and deceptive maneuvers, trying to mislead human forces into overextending or miscalculating. But humans responded with unmatched tactical insight, recognizing patterns, predicting outcomes, and countering every attempt with speed and precision. Strike teams targeted key vessels, isolating them from the main fleet and reducing the aliens' capacity to coordinate. Each intercepted signal and disabled ship added to the growing chaos among the intruders. Their initial confidence collapsed as they realized humans could see and react faster than they could imagine. Even alien technology, superior in raw power, was unable to overcome human foresight. Humans exploited environmental hazards such as asteroid belts, planetary gravity wells, and spatial anomalies to manipulate enemy movement. For every aggressive move the aliens attempted, humans had a response ready. Their ability to predict, adapt, and execute gave them complete control of the battlefield. The aliens' attempts to use overwhelming force were systematically dismantled, leaving them frustrated, scattered, and increasingly desperate. From command centers and hidden outposts, humans observed the unfolding chaos. Adjusting strategies in real time, they ensured that every alien maneuver played into a larger plan. Human coordination stretched across vast distances, linking orbital defenses, warships, drones, and planetary batteries, creating a network of control that the aliens could not penetrate. Even the boldest attacks by the intruders were anticipated, countered, and neutralized, leaving them increasingly vulnerable and demoralized. The aliens began to fear for their fleet, realizing that humans were dictating the pace, the tactics, and the outcomes. Each alien ship that attempted to press forward was met with traps, ambushes, and precise fire. The invaders' once unshakable confidence eroded as humans demonstrated control not through raw power alone, but through intelligence, patience, and adaptability. The aliens had entered what they thought would be an easy battle, but they were now participants in a struggle they could neither predict nor dominate. Amid the confusion, human strike teams isolated and neutralized command vessels, targeting alien leaders and disrupting coordination. Panic rippled through the alien fleet as units were disabled or forced into retreat. Even those that survived faced relentless pressure, constantly adapting to counter every maneuver. The humans' ability to operate as a unified intelligent force highlighted the stark contrast between instinct-driven reactions and calculated strategy. By the end of this stage, humans had completely turned the tide. The aliens were no longer attackers. They were trapped, reacting desperately to a force they could not outthink. Every loss, every misstep, reinforced the humans' dominance, demonstrating that intelligence, coordination, and foresight were more deadly than brute strength or advanced technology alone. The battlefield was now controlled by humans, and the alien invaders were beginning to understand that underestimating humanity had been their greatest mistake. Every move in this engagement underscored a single truth. Humans were predators as much as survivors, capable of turning apparent chaos into calculated advantage. The aliens had entered human territory, confident and arrogant. But by the time this stage concluded, they had learned that humans did not simply survive. They dominated with strategy, courage, and unmatched intelligence. Their bold intrusion was becoming a catastrophic lesson in human supremacy. Humans were now fully in control of the battlefield, and they decided to take the initiative, striking with precision at the heart of the alien fleet. Every move was calculated, every attack coordinated. Humans deployed specialized strike teams to isolate key alien vessels, targeting command ships and supply units first to cripple the fleet's ability to respond. Alien commanders were forced to react desperately, issuing orders too late or misdirected by human interference. Each maneuver they made played directly into human strategy, turning arrogance into vulnerability. The aliens attempted to regroup, forming defensive formations to protect their most important ships, but humans anticipated these efforts, positioning interceptors and deploying drones to block escape routes. Each alien attempt to create an advantage was met with countermeasures designed to neutralize their technology. Human forces used environmental features such as asteroid belts and gravitational fields to manipulate alien movement. For every attack the aliens planned, humans had already prepared a response that would force them into predictable positions. Human tactical genius became clear as strike teams moved rapidly across the battlefield, cutting off reinforcements and isolating units. Alien vessels that thought they could escape were met by fast response crafts that anticipated their every turn. Even the most advanced alien weapons were countered by humans' superior planning. Shields were bypassed, engines disabled, and communication lines disrupted before the aliens could react. Panic spread among alien ranks as their fleet began to crumble under pressure they had not foreseen. The humans did not act recklessly. Every strike, every maneuver was deliberate and precise. Their intelligence and coordination amplified their technological advantage, allowing smaller human units to achieve results that seemed disproportionate to their size. Alien attempts to break through with concentrated fire only played into human traps, decoy vessels, and ambush points, forcing the invaders to scatter or face total destruction. The aliens' confidence faltered as they realized their strategies were being anticipated at every turn. As the battle intensified, humans continued to exploit weaknesses, targeting isolated vessels and cutting off support networks. Every disabled ship reduced the aliens' ability to coordinate and respond. For the first time, alien leaders understood the magnitude of their mistake. Humans were not merely defending. They were dictating the terms of engagement. Controlling the flow of battle, humans forced the aliens into reactive, chaotic movements while maintaining calm, coordinated control. The aliens attempted desperate flanking maneuvers, hoping to regain the initiative, but humans had anticipated these moves as well. Deploying fast attack crafts and automated defense drones, they blocked exits and created zones of fire that trapped alien vessels. Even when alien ships attempted to regroup and support each other, human forces had calculated the optimal interception points, turning every potential alien advantage into a disadvantage. Communication breakdowns spread through the alien fleet as panic and confusion increased. Commanders could not keep up with the humans' rapid, precise movements. Their orders were often too late or misdirected, causing collisions, missed attacks, and disorganized retreats. Each error amplified the humans' control of the situation, showing the aliens that raw power alone could not overcome foresight, intelligence, and coordination. Humans were exploiting every opportunity, turning mistakes into decisive victories. By now, the aliens' morale was breaking. Many ships were disabled or destroyed, and surviving units struggled to maintain formation. Humans continued to pressure relentlessly, combining firepower, strategy, and psychological advantage. The intruders, every attempt to recover was met with calculated resistance, teaching them that human adaptability was unmatched. Their confidence in a quick, easy conquest had evaporated, replaced by fear and desperation. As the engagement reached its climax, humans demonstrated the ultimate lesson in tactical superiority. Every move by the intruders had been predicted, countered, and used against them. Even advanced alien technology could not overcome human intelligence, strategy, and coordination. The aliens had entered what they thought was weak, unprepared territory, only to find themselves trapped, outmaneuvered, and systematically dismantled. The battlefield now clearly belonged to humans, who dictated every movement, every engagement, and every outcome. Alien commanders realized that underestimating humans had been their greatest error. Humans had proven not only that they could survive and fight, but that they could dominate. Using planning, foresight, and unmatched tactical genius, every strike, every maneuver, and every calculated action confirmed the simple truth. Humans were unpredictable, unstoppable, and supreme in their own territory. The alien fleet, battered and disoriented from relentless human strikes, attempted desperate measures to salvage their mission. They split their forces, hoping that dividing the fleet would create confusion among human defenders and allow at least some ships to escape. Alien commanders issued frantic orders, attempting to coordinate multiple maneuvers at once, but human forces anticipated these moves with uncanny precision. Every split in the alien formation was predicted, and interceptors were already in position to block escape routes and neutralize isolated units. As alien ships attempted to warp to distant points or maneuver around human defenses, humans employed rapid response teams to cut off avenues of retreat. Drones, strike crafts, and automated turrets created zones of denial that forced alien vessels into predictable paths. Every attempt at clever tactics was countered by human foresight. Each alien move was observed, calculated, and neutralized, leaving the invaders increasingly frustrated and fearful. Even the most advanced alien technology could not overcome the combination of human planning, coordination, and adaptability. The aliens tried to regain control by targeting what they thought were weak points in human defenses. Concentrating fire on smaller human ships or outposts, they hoped to break through and turn the tide. But humans had foreseen such attacks, deploying decoys, automated defenses, and hidden reinforcements to absorb strikes while continuing to dominate. Every ambush, every focused assault became a trap, drawing alien ships into zones where escape was impossible and losses were inevitable. Panic spread through the alien ranks as repeated attempts failed and confusion grew. Human forces maintained perfect situational awareness, coordinating between orbital platforms, planetary defense systems, and fast attack crafts. Their ability to predict alien movements and respond instantly amplified their effectiveness. Even when alien ships attempted bold or unexpected maneuvers, humans were ready, adjusting positions, deploying countermeasures, and forcing intruders into positions of disadvantage. Every alien strategy was rendered ineffective, demonstrating that intelligence and planning could overpower raw power. Each failure chipped away at the aliens' morale and cohesion. As the aliens' formation crumbled, human strike teams focused on key command and support vessels, disabling engines, disrupting communications, and isolating leaders. Without central coordination, the alien fleet descended into chaos. Ships collided or drifted aimlessly as they tried to evade human fire. Their confidence and organization evaporated under the relentless, precise pressure of human forces. The intruders began to realize that this was no ordinary defense. They were facing a species capable of predicting and countering every action with unmatched skill. The aliens attempted risky high-speed maneuvers, hoping to outflank or escape human control. But humans had anticipated these actions, positioning strike crafts, drones, and automated defenses along probable escape routes. Every potential advantage the aliens thought they could use was already neutralized. Confusion spread like wildfire through alien command centers. Orders were misunderstood, delayed, or impossible to execute, while human forces moved in perfect coordination to exploit each mistake. The intruders' arrogance turned into desperation as they realized their survival depended on human tolerance, planning, and mercy. As chaos continued to grow among the alien ranks, human forces combined offense and defense seamlessly. Applying pressure while protecting key assets and maintaining battlefield control. Even the most isolated alien ships were intercepted, leaving no unit safe from human observation and precision strikes. Every miscalculation by the aliens was punished swiftly, reinforcing the humans' dominance and leaving the intruders with dwindling options. Their technology alone could not overcome the humans' superior strategy and anticipation. By now, alien morale was at its lowest. Panic had taken hold, and command was fragmented. Surviving units attempted to flee, warp to distant sectors, or hide among debris fields, but humans had already blocked primary escape routes. Tracking ships through stealth sensors and predictive algorithms, human forces ensured that every alien movement was monitored and countered. Every attempt to regroup or escape was met with calculated opposition, forcing the aliens further into desperation and defeat. The intruders realized that their mission had failed, that every risky maneuver, every desperate decision had been anticipated, and that humans had maintained complete control throughout. Intelligence, patience, and coordination had turned what could have been chaos into a series of controlled victories. The aliens learned too late that human strategy, foresight, and adaptability made them unpredictable and unstoppable. Their initial confidence, arrogance, and reliance on raw technology had been their undoing. Humans continued to dominate, not recklessly but with precision, ensuring that every action reinforced their superiority. The alien fleet, once bold and confident, now faced a relentless, calculating enemy that could predict, adapt, and strike with perfect timing. Every ship disabled, every maneuver blocked, every command disrupted, demonstrated the simple truth. Humans were predators in their own space, and crossing into human territory without understanding their capabilities had become the deadliest mistake in the galaxy. The alien fleet, already battered and disorganized from human precision strikes, faced the ultimate consequences of their arrogance. Ships were damaged beyond repair, shields flickering and failing as humans continued to control every engagement. The surviving aliens struggled to maintain formation, their confidence shattered and morale collapsing. Commanders shouted frantic orders, attempting to regroup or retreat, but every option had already been anticipated and countered by humans. Every move the aliens made seemed to play into human strategy, demonstrating the vast difference between instinct and intelligence. Human forces, calm and precise, continued to exploit every weakness, targeting command ships, communication hubs, and supply vessels. Every disabled ship further limited the aliens' capacity to coordinate, creating chaos that spread like wildfire through their fleet. Even their most advanced weapons were neutralized by calculated human responses, shields bypassed and engines disabled, forcing desperate evasive maneuvers. The aliens realized too late that human foresight and strategy had turned the battlefield into a controlled arena where every action favored humans. As the alien commanders attempted to issue orders, humans had already anticipated potential maneuvers, deploying interceptors, drones, and automated defenses at every predicted point of movement. No escape route was left unmonitored, and every potential advantage the aliens hoped to exploit was eliminated. Panic and confusion intensified among the intruders. Their fleet was no longer cohesive. Communication was fragmented, and attempts to regain control only led to more losses. Humans had effectively dictated the terms of the battle, leaving the aliens reacting rather than acting. Some alien ships tried desperate maneuvers, splitting into smaller groups or attempting warp jumps to evade human forces. But humans had predicted these possibilities, deploying rapid response teams to intercept, block, and neutralize fleeing vessels. Every high-speed maneuver by the aliens was met with calculated opposition. Every isolated ship was captured, destroyed, or forced back into the main engagement, demonstrating that even advanced alien technology could not match the combination of human intelligence, strategy, and coordination. As casualties mounted, the alien fleet's morale deteriorated further. Commanders witnessed their strongest units being disabled or destroyed. Pilots and crews panicked as they realized their confidence in a quick conquest had been misplaced. Humans maintained their composure, observing, calculating, and executing with calm precision. Every loss suffered by the aliens reinforced the humans' dominance and showcased the effectiveness of patience and planning over raw force. The remaining alien ships attempted to regroup in an effort to salvage some portion of their mission. Yet humans continued to dominate the battlefield, isolating and targeting leaders to prevent recovery. Drones and strike crafts flanked the alien groups, cutting off escape routes, while automated defense systems ensured that no ship could evade engagement. Every alien attempt to reorganize or resist was met with a swift, decisive human counter. Each encounter highlighted the superiority of human strategic thinking over alien arrogance. In desperation, alien leaders realized the full cost of underestimating humans. Their fleet, once confident and bold, was reduced to scattered, damaged vessels with fragmented command. The humans, by contrast, had maintained total control, demonstrating that intelligence, coordination, and tactical foresight were more lethal than technology alone. Every step humans had taken, from observation to engagement, had been part of a larger plan to dominate and neutralize the intruders. By the end of this engagement, the surviving aliens had no choice but to retreat, battered, demoralized, and humbled. Their arrogance and overconfidence had led to catastrophic losses, leaving them to reflect on the full scope of human capability. Humans had proven not only their strength, but their unmatched ability to predict, adapt, and dominate. Every strike, maneuver, and calculated decision reinforced a single truth. Crossing into human territory was fatal for those who underestimated the species. The humans did not celebrate recklessly. They had secured victory through discipline, intelligence, and foresight, maintaining control of the battlefield while ensuring that the aliens understood the consequences of their intrusion. The alien fleet, retreating in disarray, carried with it the lesson that humans were predators, strategists, and warriors who would defend their territory with lethal efficiency. The cost of arrogance was paid in full, and humanity's supremacy in their own space was firmly established, leaving a clear warning to any who might challenge them in the future. Every surviving alien vessel carried the memory of defeat and the unmistakable understanding that humans were not merely survivors. They were dominant, unpredictable, and unstoppable. Their calculated patience, precise strikes, and tactical genius had turned arrogance into disaster, demonstrating why humans were feared across the galaxy. Every action in this battle underscored the truth. Underestimating humanity was the gravest mistake any species could make. And the ultimate price for intrusion into human territory had been paid in full. The surviving alien ships, battered, damaged, and demoralized, retreated from human space, their once bold confidence replaced by fear and disbelief. Commanders struggled to maintain what little control remained, knowing that their mission had failed and that every miscalculation had been exploited by humans. As the aliens fled, humans monitored every movement, ensuring that none of the intruders could regroup or pose further threats. Even in retreat, the alien fleet understood that they had been outmatched, outthought, and completely outmaneuvered. Humans returned to their routines with quiet efficiency, assessing the battlefield, repairing damaged systems, and analyzing the encounter to improve future defenses. Every action had been calculated, precise, and executed with the goal of maintaining superiority while minimizing unnecessary risk. Their intelligence, coordination, and foresight had ensured victory without reckless exposure, demonstrating that humans were not only capable of surviving such a formidable encounter, but of dominating it. The intruders' assumption that human space was easy to conquer had been shattered, leaving a permanent mark of caution in every alien mind. Even as the aliens disappeared into the void, the consequences of their incursion were clear. Humans had demonstrated that their species was unpredictable, adaptable, and ruthless when defending territory. Every layer of defense, from satellites and drones to warships and strategic command centers, had functioned as part of an integrated system that the aliens could not overcome. Each strike and maneuver had been designed to not just repel, but to teach a lesson: that arrogance and underestimation of humanity carried catastrophic risks. The alien leaders reflected on their losses, realizing that their advanced technology, firepower, and numbers had been insufficient against human strategy, patience, and intelligence. Their fleet had been reduced to fragments, and the psychological impact of human dominance was profound. Across the galaxy, any species observing the encounter would understand the simple truth: humanity was a force to be respected, feared, and never underestimated. Humans had defended their space not through reckless violence, but through precision, coordination, and calculated strategy, turning an invasion into a demonstration of supremacy. Human forces, having secured their territory, maintained vigilance even after the aliens' retreat. Knowing that intelligence gathering, observation, and preparation were the keys to continued dominance, satellites, drones, and strategic outposts continued to scan the void, ensuring that any future intruders would face the same level of calculated resistance. The aliens' failure had been total, and the humans' victory absolute. Their ability to combine courage, ingenuity, and strategy had turned a potentially dangerous situation into a demonstration of unparalleled competence and control. The surviving aliens carried with them not only physical losses, but also the bitter knowledge that humanity had outclassed them in every aspect. Their confidence in superiority had been completely destroyed, replaced by a deep understanding that human foresight, tactical genius, and adaptability could not be matched by mere technology. Humans had shown that they were predators as much as they were defenders, capable of anticipating moves, exploiting weaknesses, and enforcing their dominance without hesitation. Every engagement had highlighted the difference between raw power and calculated intelligence. As humans returned to their daily operations, their victory remained a silent but powerful message to the galaxy. Their patience, strategy, and precision had ensured that intruders paid the ultimate price for their misjudgment. No alien ship that survived the encounter would ever forget the capabilities of humans, nor would any commander underestimate the species again. The lesson of the battle was clear. Human space was sacred, defended by minds capable of turning even the most advanced enemy into a defeated, fleeing force. Even without continuing the fight, humans had established supremacy. Their territory remained secure, and their dominance evident. The aliens' retreat marked the end of the immediate threat, but the story of their failure would echo across systems, serving as a warning to any species that might challenge humanity in the future. The humans' ability to combine observation, strategy, courage, and execution ensured that they were not merely survivors. They were rulers of their own space, unpredictable, unstoppable, and supreme. Every surviving alien ship carried the memory of defeat, the understanding that they had encountered a species capable of intelligence, strategy, and ruthless efficiency unlike anything they had faced before. Humanity had proven that no intrusion would go unanswered, that arrogance and underestimation carried the ultimate cost. The victory was complete, the lesson unforgettable, and the galaxy reminded that humans were a force whose dominance was unquestionable. Their territory secure, their strategy flawless, and their supremacy in space permanently established. The aliens' retreat left humans in absolute control, a testament to their foresight, preparation, and unmatched skill. Every aspect of the encounter reinforced the truth that humans were not simply capable of defense. They were capable of dominating any challenge with intelligence, precision, and courage. Their HFY spirit, resilience, and tactical genius ensured that intruders would always pay the ultimate price, leaving the galaxy to acknowledge, respect, and fear the humans as the ultimate predators of their own territory.